Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, the podcast that highlights the people and stories that make Westbrook Village a truly exceptional community. I'm your host, Steve Marilla, local realtor, neighbor, and proud member of this vibrant community. Each episode, we sit down with residents to learn about their careers, life experiences, and what brought them to Westbrook Village. It's a chance to connect, share, and celebrate the unique journeys that shape our neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. And now, let's meet your neighbor. Did you know the Hollywood sign wasn't always a symbol of fame and fortune? It started out as a real estate ad, originally reading Hollywood Land. The sign was built in 1923 to promote a new housing development. Over time, the last four letters were removed, and it evolved into the legendary, iconic sign we know today. Just a little real estate fact to share with y'all. On today's Meet Your Neighbor podcast, we're talking with Rick Spurrier, a good friend and a Kansas City native who spent his career building relationships and closing deals in the world of sales. When he's not working, you'll find him out on the open road on his Harley, on the Westbrook golf courses, or on the pickleball courts. Rick has fully embraced the Westbrook lifestyle. Now, let's meet your neighbor. Hello, Rick.
Hey, Steve.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this interview because I know it's a lot of people like you say, I don't have a story, but we all have a story of where we came from or what we like to do. So I really appreciate you coming in and helping me find the story.
No problem. I'd like to say my pleasure, but
Yeah, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see if it is or not. I like you. I like your style. You're kind of a smart aleck.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I was born that way. My dad was that way. My brother, we're all that way. So,
Was it?
yeah,
Did you?
sad.
Okay, growing up, did you have a lot of sarcasm? Because I grew up with 100% sarcasm, and it helped me and hurt me.
Well, yeah, a lot of it because I grew up, my whole family was cops. So my dad was a cop, my grandpa was a cop, my uncle was a cop, my brother's a cop, my nephew's a cop, and they have a really wicked, mean sense of humor.
Yeah.
So, you grew up around cops. They're just...
Well, is it the kind of sense of humor that you don't know if they're being funny or not?
100%. Yeah, you don't know.
That's a cop.
Yeah, it's a cop.
Yeah.
Is he really telling the truth? So it's more fun when I'm dealing with a cop when I get pulled over because I can mess with them and they don't know if I'm...
Right. So do you have a lot of cop friends or...
I don't. No.
You don't?
No,
but all your families... Why did you not get into it?
I'm colorblind. So
okay.
Yeah. That'll goof you up on a lot of your career choices.
Oh, sure.
Are opted out completely, like pilots, cops, electricians.
I after Top Gun, I wanted to be a pilot, and so I was going to go in the Army, and I was like, I want to be a helicopter pilot. And they said, all right, those recruiters,
Yeah, you could be anything.
You can be anything, yeah, sure. And I couldn't pass the color test.
Yeah.
So
you're out.
Yeah.
That's when. Well, I don't know how you want to go, but that's what my draft number when, in high school.
Yep.
Vietnam was still going on.
Okay.
And you were still, the lottery and the draft. Well, they did the lottery and my draft number was 1.
Oh, wow.
So I went, last year they took up to like 100 and something. So I'm gone. Right.
Right.
So a couple other buddies, one was 13, one was 28. So we're joining up. So I passed all the tests to go in the Navy to be on a nuclear submarine. I want to be a nuke.
Yeah.
We didn't lose any submarines in Vietnam.
Right.
It was a land war.
You're safe underwater.
So I said, I'm going to do that. So I go and do it. And then they do the physical. And they're screaming at me at the physical because they think I'm trying to get out of the draft because you're not really colorblind,
Right.
But then I flunked out of that because I was colorblind. So
okay.
Then I went in the Air Force.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I couldn't go into the Navy and get what I wanted to be. So
did you end up going over to Vietnam?
No, thankfully, no.
No,
that was no good. They made me a medic, which was, I don't know why. And then the worst part, when we were done with medic school, they sent us to Texas and they marched us to a theater. And we're going, okay, this is great. It's August, in summer in Texas. And we're in an air-conditioned theater, and we don't know what we're watching. And the movie comes up, and it's real MASH units in Vietnam. I mean, real MASH units, right in the, it's absolutely horrible.
Sure.
And there's guys getting sick, and we're sitting there closing my eyes going, please don't send me to bed. Please don't send me. Because, man, that was bad stuff.
No, you're getting shot at, but you would have been getting shot at and trying to repair soldiers.
Yeah,
that would have been crazy.
You feel so bad for those guys.
Oh, yeah. The guys that went to Vietnam, and there's a lot of them here in Westbrook. Yeah.
So they sent me to St. Louis for 4 years.
Oh, that could be worse.
Yeah, well, East St. Louis, yeah, you had to get through it. But, so I'd go home. I'm from Davenport, Iowa, so I could go home on the weekends because they put me in a hospital and a dental clinic.
Oh, wow.
Of all places. So it was 8 to 5, and, it was nothing. But,
and you drive home to Davenport?
Yeah.
How far away is Davenport?
4.5 hours.
Oh,
so.
That's nothing when you're a kid.
Yeah.
No. So you grew up in Davenport. What's Davenport like? Is it a farming community or more city?
It's more of an industrial, because John Deere's there, Case is there, International Harvester was there.
Sure.
So it's kind of an industrial farming community with Quad Cities, probably about 250,000.
Okay.
And, it was all right.
It's the cities in Iowa.
Yeah.
So and your dad was a cop in the neighborhood?
He was a cop. He was a cop in Iowa. Luckily, he was a cool cop, so I didn't get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the tough guys in high school. Isn't your dad a cop?
Right.
Yeah,
oh, really?
There we go.
Yeah.
No, he was cool, so I got away with it. But his best friend was a motorcycle cop.
Oh, really?
And he was like 6'2", and he was just a stud, and so he'd be zipping through the one-ways, like American Graffiti thing, or the one-ways. That's what we ride on the weekends. And he'd go zipping through on his Harley and stuff. And it's probably one of the reasons my brother and I ride Harleys is because we want to be like Chuck, because he was so cool,
That is so... we were talking about, I wanted to talk to you about motorcycling because it's changed from back then till now, for sure. But I had an experience where I used to hang out at I'm from a small town, and I used to hang out at the local garage. And there'd be like the little 2 pumps out front, and then, one lift inside. And the family owned it. I was friends with the kids. So I would be there hanging out all the time. And this guy showed up in the BMW, the old black parallel heads.
Yep. Opposing heads.
Oh, yeah.
Great bike.
Yes. And he just sat there leaning against the wall, had a Coke, and didn't say a word, and then got on the bike and went away. And I'm like, that's what I want to do.
That guy's cool.
I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So do you do a lot of riding by yourself across the country? Yeah,
I really enjoy riding by myself. Like last couple 3 weeks ago, I went met some guys in Colorado, Breckenridge, and rode up through Moab and stayed there, and then just being by yourself first thing in the morning with the sun coming up is just like the coolest thing, and you get to I got the earbuds in, the stereo going, and I know there's this kid on this reservation that's like telling his relatives about me because I was coming through and I was like dancing on the bike. It's like 7 a.m, nobody's out. Yeah. And I look over and there's this poor Indian kid standing there looking at me going by like, who's this weirdo? Crazy guy? Yeah, some of you Harley guys, and I drive, or I want to get back into riding, but I do a 1250 GS Adventure off-road. Yeah. So it's a big bike, 600 pounds, but it's knobbies and you're sitting up a little higher. So it's just fun to get on dirt roads. But I see Harley guys sometimes their legs are kicking, they're dancing. You're like riding around a big Lincoln. With the big bikes with the fairing and everything. Yeah. Do you wear a helmet? I kind of do now. I never used to, but I do on trips. Yeah. Around town. When you're around town. No, I grew up never doing it. I think Iowa did when I was a kid, I remember they did a helmet law when I was in high school. Right. So, but they didn't say you had to wear it on your head. So guys were wearing it on their knees and going down the road. So they just deleted that law. So they were okay. Yeah. I drove my road. You don't say drive with motorcycles. You say ride. Right. I rode a 600 Ninja from Key West, Florida, all the way back to Minneapolis. Isn't that a great ride, though? Key West. Key West. Well, coming across the bridge. I mean, coming. Yeah, once you get out of the Keys, not so nice. Yeah. It's a long, but the weird thing was Florida had a helmet law, and Minnesota didn't. I'm like, well, I have to wear it in Minnesota because it's so damn cold when you get there. Yeah, that's another reason. Yeah, and rain and hail and once you start wearing a helmet, though. I get on a bike and I'm kind of scared. I used to never wear a helmet. Yeah. And then once you start wearing it, I don't feel right not having it on. I understand. I got a little pot I wear with, just tooling around. Then I got a big full face if it's raining if you're going, or something. Yeah, that's the only time I put it on. Huh. But so what'd you do let's go back to your life. You get out of the Air Force? Yep. And then did you stay in St. Louis? No, I married a girl when I was in the service.
Yeah.
And she was from Spokane. So, you end
Oh,
up going
really?
where the women
Yeah.
go, So had a little girl. It was about a year and a half.
Oh, nice.
When we moved up to Spokane. So I was going to school full time, working full time, and did a couple years of that, and then the marriage kind of fell apart. So I moved back to Davenport, Iowa, and got a job. I had a couple of different little career things there.
Sure.
So one career that I did that didn't last 3 months was selling cars.
Really?
Chevrolet dealership. The worst job I had in my life.
Really? What didn't you like about it?
I'm kind of an honest person. I know
Are you?
I'm in sales, so it doesn't seem right, but I'm honest, and honest people don't do well
in car sales.
The guy next to me be lying like crazy, and man, he's selling cars like crazy. The guy tells me, boy, that's a crummy look on that car. I'm like, that's a crummy color. What kind of salesman are you?
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, I'm not one. So,
yeah, the old, I remember my last gig, because I've had quite a few little gigs, but I was selling a piece of equipment. And it's like, I would tell people, you don't need this equipment. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And the owner of the company was always like, Steve, why do you, I go, they're not going to end up buying it because it's not going to make sense at the end anyway. Let's just cut to the chase. Plus, they'd always say you could sell ice to an Eskimo, right?
Yeah.
That's a one-time sale.
Yeah.
That's one time.
Right.
Don't be proud that you can convince somebody to make a bad purchase. And that is,
But what I learned there was if someone left the dealership with a new car and they felt really good about their deal, they got screwed.
Oh, right.
They did. And the guy that left mumbling and grumbling that he knows he got screwed, when he left, but he drove a car away, he had a good deal.
Yeah.
It's, the mindset of the customer.
Oh, yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
So I did that for like 3 months. I couldn't do that anymore. And then it was a recession because it was a farm industry in the late 70s.
Yeah.
And a big recession in the farm industry.
Oh, right.
Willie started Farm Aid and all that crap.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get a job anywhere, and I got a job on a pump crew. I don't know if you ever saw a landman, but
yeah.
So I was on a pump rig, but water well, not oil,
but
well rig for a year, and I got laid off, and I went, okay, that's going south. So I go to, back then it was job services, the state run the job thing,
Yeah.
So I said, well, there's a pump factory out here. I want to get a job at Red Jacket Pumps. They're a big pump company worldwide. And so they go, well, you got to go to job services. So I go to job services and I walk in. A lady goes, I said, I want to get a job out at Red Jacket and apply there. And she goes, well, they don't have any job openings. I went, how do you know? You didn't even look.
Right.
And they had books back then. They didn't have computers.
Sure.
I said, look in that book and tell me they don't have a job. So she goes back, opens a book. So, well, they have a job for a technical services specialist that has college and knows a knowledge about pumps. I said, that is exactly me, So I give me your resume, and they hired. I went out there that Friday, and they hired me, and I started Monday, and then. So I got in the pump business, which is weird. You don't study for that.
Right.
And there's technical services, and then they put me in product management and then sales, and transferred me to Kansas City in '83.
Yeah.
And had a good career with them going, and then you kind of saw it dissolving, but they were huge. If you bought a gasoline anywhere in the country, 98% of the time it was our pumps in the ground. I mean, that's how dominant they were.
Oh, wow.
So you had technical and all that crap, but it was good for it. It was a good ride. Then I saw that going away a little bit. That company was getting sold and things were going on. So I bought in with one of our reps in Kansas City and in that business, so a manufacturer's rep. So we represent companies like companies,
right? So you're selling all of their products from different companies, and then you use you tap on your relationships that you've developed over the years, and that's okay. Yeah.
So we represent the factories, like 13 factories, for example, like jacuzzi. Fitting lines you've never heard of, mowing faucets. We sell to wholesalers. And then they sell to the contractors who sell to the homeowners.
Are you selling the actual faucets or parts for the faucets?
The faucets, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you walk into like a retailer in Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, and they're selling mowing,
it's probably through you guys.
Through us somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Or if the plumber comes,
Was there a lot of risk to start that business?
Oh, yeah. Well, he was already in business.
Okay.
And he was a one-man show with a couple of people working for him.
Yeah.
And then, so I bought in with him, and then I brought a couple lines that I could get because, my contacts.
Were you married at the time?
I was married. That was, No, I was not married when I bought it. That was a good question. Yeah,
Okay.
because it was a lot less risk for me. I just got divorced from my second wife.
Okay.
And
we missed a marriage in there?
Yeah,
That's
you
awesome.
missed a 12-year one. It was nothing. It was a quickie. Yeah. That was an interesting marriage too. I don't know if we should go into that.
Yeah, we don't.
She'll never hear it.
Yeah, let's not go anywhere we don't want to go.
So I was
positive.
But this is the good point, is when I met my wife. So
your current wife.
Yeah. So when I was still married to number two, she won't hear it, so we'll go there.
Yeah.
Number two, she was dating some guy, and we'd see each other at parties of mutual acquaintances, and she didn't like me and I didn't like her. We didn't want anything to do with each other because, I was boisterous and having fun, and she was real quiet and reserved.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with him. So we were both single at the same time, and my best friend, he's going, you ought to get together with Patsy. She'd be so good for you. And I went, I don't want anything to do with her.
Right.
And he goes, she'd be the best thing for you. I don't want anything to do with her.
Yeah.
So one night late at night, I'm reading in bed, and he calls me, he goes, hey, Patsy called, and she wants to know if you want to go to the Chiefs game tomorrow. I went, I'm not going anywhere with her. And he goes, she really wants to go with you. I went, I'm not going to do it. He goes, let me guess, you're laying in bed at 10 o'clock at night and you're reading. I went, yeah. And he goes, that's probably what you'll be doing tomorrow. I went, yeah, okay. He goes, I'll call you tomorrow. And he calls me in the morning. He goes, she really wants to go with you. I went, all right, I'll go. She didn't want to go with me. She invited his wife. And she said, okay. And then that next day, during the game day, she said, she can't go, but Rick really wants to go with you.
Oh,
so
he's totally
scammed us, man.
Oh.
So we both go to the Chiefs game thinking the other one really wanted to go, and neither one of us wanted to go.
So they told both of you that the other one was hot for you, and neither of you were hot for each other.
Yeah, we got scammed.
So what happened at the game? Did you hit it up?
We amazingly got it along. I mean, it was like, oh, she's really nice. And and I hid from her, so she thought I was really nice. And it worked out really good.
I mean, when you say hid from her, I mean, you were probably a louder, fun guy, right? And she was more reserved.
Yeah.
So you just kind of, went with the flow.
I was really,
normal.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when we're when we're loud, and we're having fun, people think we're idiots,
jerks,
and we're just having fun.
So she knew kind of how I was, but I was just being really, I was being.
Nice. You were being yourself,
really respectful and nice, and I still am to her. She's the best thing ever happened to me. If I had met her first time,
it'd be over.
I'd have a bigger house.
Yeah. Did you? How long have you been married to her?
Like 28 years now.
Oh wow, nice,
it's a good run. Yeah. See, I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah. I got married to my wife in 2013, and best thing that ever happened to me.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's nice. I don't say wife 1, 2, 3 or anything like that. Like
that gets you in trouble.
I just say the last one. The last one's the best one.
Current wife.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
You're
in big trouble.
No. Yeah. My buddy who has been married to his wife for ever. They met in college. He would always introduce her, and I don't know why. He goes, "This is my first wife," and he's only been married once.
Yeah.
And she would get so mad every time, and he thought he was so funny.
Yeah,
those are jokes that we call not worth it. Yeah. So why are you living in Kansas City? When did you move to Kansas City?
They transferred me. Red Jacket.
Okay.
They were owned by a corporation called Harley, and they were owned by KKR, those investment groups. So they were consolidating pump companies, and so then they made me like senior product manager of like three different company lines. And so that got me going there. And then I moved over into sales management after that.
And you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan then?
Yeah, I had season tickets for a few years back when we'd go to the playoffs and lose the first game every year.
Sure.
Every year. God, it was terrible.
Yeah. And now everybody hates them because all they do is win.
I know. I kind of like it, but I don't like to hate it. But I don't know. Take it while you get it, because it won't be that way forever.
Football is a fun diversion.
Yeah.
It's just, it diverts you you don't think about your problems. You just think about watching football. It's the best TV on.
Patsy really enjoys it now. She's learning the game and the rules, which makes it. I have to replay a lot.
Oh, dude. Well, when I was single before I met Kirsten, and I don't watch baseball, and I don't like baseball. Never did. Never played baseball. But I was like, shoot, I'm single, and every single girl goes to baseball again. I'm gonna have to learn. Yeah. I'm gonna have to learn baseball. Well, I started learning baseball a little bit, and then I met Kirsten, and she was into hockey. I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about hockey either, so forget it. I'll convert her to football.
So you both do football now?
Yeah. I love football.
Yeah.
It's so sad. I love when the football season starts.
Yep.
It's so sad when it ends. I mean, it's just, it's the worst. But
that's the oddest thing that she probably ever said to me was, man, we got to wait 3 more months before football starts. I'm like, who is this woman that she hated sports.
But it's it's like any other thing you do together. Once you start doing it together and you start enjoying it together and
good point.
You learn something. I don't know if I'm going to start knitting or anything. Thank God she doesn't knit. I mean, do you convert to anything she does?
Oh,
have you?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
Does she play pickleball?
No, she's not. She's the least athletic person in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I worry about her walking. And I'm not being funny because we were leaving Mexico one time and it was storming. So the ferry, we were staying on an island and the ferry was rocking when we were getting off and it's raining. And she slipped on the metal gangplank and broke her, severely fractured her ankle.
Oh,
so
wow.
Now we're in a Mexican hospital and surgery, and it was like going back to 1953.
Really?
It's really horrible.
Yeah. Huh.
Horrible. But they did a good job, luckily.
Does she ever get in the back of the bike?
One time when we were on my motorcycle, we used to go back a little bit. When the forums used to exist on the internet, when it was big, when the internet started and everybody had their little cliques. Well, I was a member of this forum where we all got kicked out of every motorcycle forum that existed.
Really?
So we started our own. So it was all guys and the rule was you couldn't be kicked out. But the great part was there was somebody from almost all over the country.
Yeah.
So the first year, a guy from Wisconsin said, I'm hosting, and like 30 bikes rode in. 30 bikes rode in. Some guys with their wives or not. And we spend 4 days, but he knows everywhere there is to go, everywhere to eat, everywhere to stay. Next year, a guy from Ohio does it. Next year, a guy from California does it. We do Napa Valley. Next year, a guy from Texas does it. We do Hill Country. I did it one year. We did the Ozarks.
Oh, nice.
So it's really cool, but she doesn't really ride, but we did Key West one time.
Okay.
So we were leaving and she flew down and she came and she wasn't really riding much, but I said, okay, you're riding back with me. It was like 75 degrees, sunny, no wind.
So you rode the whole way from Kansas City?
Yeah.
You don't trailer?
No.
Okay. No. You're a true rider then.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything against it, but
I don't either, but that's part of the suffering. It's fun.
My most fun is riding.
Yeah.
There, and so I said, you're riding back to Lauderdale. She goes, oh, geez. So she gets on the back of the bike and that 7 mile bridge where you're just, and you're just above the water and there's nothing there. And she goes, okay, in my ear, she goes, okay, I get it now. What do you mean? This is just like flying.
You're right.
I said, yeah, you got it now. That's what it is. It's a certain spot you get,
It is. Do you ever, I ride an enduro style bike, so we stand up a lot.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to stretch your legs. Do you stand up on your Harley at all?
Well, I do because I did fox hunting for about 10, 15 years.
Okay.
And, riding horseback with about 20 or 30 hounds chasing fox, or mostly coyote back in Kansas. And so you're up on the stirrups all the time when you're jumping fences and jumping logs and all that. So now I'm up. If I see a bump coming, and especially back as we get older, I'm up in the so I said stirrups, but up on the pegs. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's I remember, coming home from Charlotte, North Carolina to Minnesota. And I think I averaged with stops 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't even get off the bike. Yeah. Well, now I couldn't even imagine not peeing that long, but I would just stop to get gas. I just put it in, fill up the tank and go. And I had an 8.9 gallon tank.
Holy moly. That's huge.
That adventure bike had a huge tank. And I remember my butt was so sore, and I got to, coming up to Wisconsin Dells, and I stood up probably for 50 miles, and it felt like I was on Star Wars because when you're up like that, it's just, and the bike it moves so well because your center of gravity is on those pegs instead of on that seat. So it was an interesting,
and you don't
feeling.
Steer. I mean, you're just,
you're just leaning on corners, and it was fun. I can't wait to get back into it.
Yeah, it's funny, and you have trials and tribulations doing it. But I was going to Palm Springs one time to meet a bunch of guys, and I'm cruising through 40 across New Mexico.
Yep.
It's supposed to be 65 and sunny. And I get up in the morning, it's 35 and sunny. I went, this is going to be great. So I get on the bike, and I don't have leathers and all that stuff like the costumes those guys wear. You know? And I get going, and the clouds move in, and the temperature starts dropping. I went, what? And it's 25 and cloudy all day. And I'm like dying. So I pull in for gas, and my knees are frozen where the fairings are get a gap in it, you know, and I fall into the pump dispenser because I'm frozen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting gas, and I see this guy walking towards me, and I go, he doesn't look like a bum. And he's looking at me, and he goes, can I ask you a question? I went, oh, man. And he goes, I'm trying to get from here to there. I need some money for some gas. And well, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. They teach you that line in bum school? And he goes, what? I said, they teach you that line in bum school. He goes, I'm not a bum. I said, you're bumming money. You're a bum. And he started yelling at me. And then he got in his car and drove away.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah. I remember when I was heading down to Charlotte, I hit southern Illinois, and it started to snow.
Oh, man.
And I think it was north of Knoxville somewhere. I mean, there was snow on the road, and it was 3:00 in the afternoon, and it wasn't stopping. So I pulled off at a truck stop, and they had little tiny rooms, and it was a queen size bed with probably a foot around it and a bathroom. And I rented that room and just went to bed at 3:00. I mean, you're so exhausted when you're trying to stay warm like that. Yeah.
It kills you.
Yeah.
But then you look back and you go, oh, that was kind of.
Yeah. You survived it, right?
I did it.
Have you ever gone Highway 1 up to, because you lived near Spokane, Highway 1 north of San Francisco, Redwoods.
Yeah. We did. That was Napa Valley. We did all the redwoods, and I've done it with my brother and a couple other guys. We go out of L.A. and we go up.
How beautiful is that?
Yeah,
that's gotta
really
be
cool. Yeah.
How about what's your best trip ever?
Man, that's a tough one because they're all
they're all
also
great.
different. You know.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I'd have to really ponder that one.
Well, is it possible that the best trip hasn't been taken yet?
Oh, that would be really good. Yeah. This last one I took by myself to Breckenridge was just.
Did you go up? Did you go up to Durango through Ouray?
No, I went up to Moab and over, but just 70 across there.
Yeah.
Even though I normally don't like interstates, but
70 is beautiful.
Is so cool.
They
got a rest area that's right on the river. You know, you walk down to the water. It's just
You know, I know that area well.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the $1 Million Highway?
Where is it?
North of Durango to Ouray. You got to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a fun. You know, it's not fun like really good sweeping corners.
I like big sweepers.
Yeah. But the view is amazing.
Yeah.
No guardrails.
Speaking of sweepers, we were one of the trips in Wisconsin, and we're big sweeping left one. I mean, you could almost see a mile.
Yeah.
And I see this crotch rocket coming at me. And I mean, there's about 30 of us on Harleys going in one direction. Here comes this crotch rocket doing about 100. And then a little bit behind him is another crotch rocket doing 100. And a little behind him is a police car all lit up chasing.
Oh, really?
And the first guy, when he goes by me, you know how bikes kind of wave.
Yeah, everyone.
This guy's he's doing over 100. He's hunched down over the handlebars, and he waves as he goes by. And the cops are chasing him. I went, this guy's got some.
Yeah, those crotch rocket guys are crazy.
Yeah.
When they go down, especially in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Florida, but they learn to ride before anybody else.
Yeah.
They would, I would go riding with these guys, and we'd be going on the road at 80 miles an hour, and they just pull up wheelies and go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, how do you get up on one wheelie like that? I wish I could, but.
I'm glad they didn't have them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I might not have made
I like just dirt bikes being in the sand, so.
Yeah.
Well, we can't finish this without talking about Westbrook. So tell me about how you came to Westbrook.
All right. My parents moved here in 96. My dad retired.
Yeah.
And they just moved to Westbrook. They bought one house, and they've since moved to another house. And they've been here since 96. And then my dad passed about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
So and Mom's by herself. And so I bought their house.
Oh, okay.
So and I don't have to worry if something happens to her that she's going to take her
any
stuff,
issues.
You know? Yeah. So I bought their house. So I'm here probably 8 months now.
Oh, wow.
The worst part is I'm here in the summer more than I'm here in the winter.
Are you?
Yeah. Because all of the industry shuts down in the winter. So that's when they have their trade schools, their trade shows and
Sure.
and all their seminars and managers meetings. So I have to go back for that stuff.
So you go back and
January,
oh, geez. Yeah, I remember you leaving.
Yeah. You got to go stand there at a trade show and people go, "He's still working?" And my mom goes, "He doesn't work. He just stands around and shakes hand and talks. He doesn't do anything."
Yeah.
So
that's such a supportive mom.
Yeah. Moms are like that.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
What do you like best about Westbrook? I mean, they obviously, you just moved circumstantial.
Yeah, I'm kind of here and there, but everybody's pretty darn open and friendly. I mean, for the most part, except one old guy that yelled at me for going 22 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah, he was walking his dogs and he's crossing at a blind curve, right? In the middle of the road, and he's yelling at me because I'm speeding. I'm like, I'm going 22, and
right.
But otherwise, everything's. I like the pickleball group is great. Everybody's real supportive and friendly, and it's very social. And the golf is wonderful being right here. And I'm just a lot more active here. And I bought an e-bike, which my old days of pedaling 15 miles on a bicycle is gone. But you can go down to you're right here by that new river trail, and you can ride forever. So there's a lot to do, and the heat doesn't seem to bother me. I think because we get used to playing pickleball at first thing in the morning at 95 degrees. It doesn't seem to bother me. So and it's pretty. It's nice. I didn't think I'd ever want to move here, when my parents did. But
no, I never imagined living in the desert, but it's been amazing.
Yeah, I like it. I was in Florida on Thanksgiving last year, and it's like 88 degrees out, and I'm sitting outside having my coffee, and I'm swatting bugs and sweating from the humidity.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Florida.
We don't talk about that, but that lack of bugs is a nice thing here.
Yeah,
I love it.
Even compared to where we're from.
Oh yeah. We have the state mosquito. It's a state bird in Minnesota. Yeah,
you got to have it.
Yeah, right on. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming in. I know you didn't think you had a story, but we just talked for 30 minutes and you got no story. That's awesome.
I got nothing.
You got nothing. Oh, thank you for coming in, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And feel free to share this podcast with your friends and fellow neighbors. Until next time, take care and keep connecting.